This video is part 2 of the 7 ways to grow your business series. The first thing I want to talk about is how do you elevate the transaction frequency. So what I mean by this is how do you make your customers purchase more often from your business? Now I'll give you an example of how this can work in the real world. If you go and buy a spa or a pool from a pool shop, what they'll say to you once you've made the purchase is, here's a tester bottle. And they'll get you to come in on a weekly basis generally, get the water tested, and they'll keep selling you chemicals for you to add at home if you wish to do this, to keep the pool or the spa in the perfect chemical mixture. Now, this is a great example of having regular interaction with your customers, because you'll be going in there on a weekly basis at the start, and it may get longer as it goes on. But whilst you're in there, you might see some other accessory you wish to buy, or they might sell you another accessory for your pool or your spa. So, great example of how this can work. The second thing I want to talk about is maximising transaction value. So how do you maximise the sale value, the average sale value, with each of your customers? Now, what this is about is working out what extra services or goods are complementary to what your customers are already purchasing from you. So for an example, if you're in a rural merchandise business and you're selling your customers fencing products, have you sold them a pair of pliers that might go with that? Have you sold them a pair of gloves they might need? Have you sold them fence strainers? There's a number of things that are complementary products that could go with that sale. The third thing I'd like to talk to you about is looking about how do you trim the cost of sales. Now, cost of sales are the direct costs relating to each sale you make. So for example, if you're selling a physical product, your direct costs will be in regards to either the manufacturer or purchase of the physical product, it'll be the delivery and the other associated costs in getting the product to a showroom to sell. There may be direct labour costs, and then there may be some other direct costs your business faces. So what we're looking at here is how do you trim those direct costs? One example of this might be looking around at who you're purchasing your products from, and if it's a like-for-like product and you can negotiate either a better deal with your current supplier, or there's other suppliers that maybe offer better buy prices if you buy in bulk or buy on a set schedule with them, then that could be a good way to trim your cost of sales or your direct costs. The final thing I want to talk to you about is streamlining your overheads. So you want to cut the fat out of your overheads. You do not want to cut the muscle. So what this means is there's going to be a number of ongoing costs that businesses face that actually add a lot of value and are essential for their ongoing operations. And you do not want to be cutting costs right across the board, because you'll actually drive your business into the ground. However, there might be a number of suppliers that are reasonably homogenous and you can substitute one for another. So I'll give you an example. It might be your electricity supplier, it might be your telephone provider. Looking at things like that and saying, can we get a better arrangement? Can we negotiate a better arrangement with the existing supplier, or do we need to look around out in the market? It's really important to do that. Because when times are good, often the overheads of a business can increase well out of proportion to where they need to. And as the market tightens up, it's really important to use this as a positive example of what to do, which is to take action and reduce the overheads that are no longer adding value for you.